Picture this. You have saved up, packed your bags, and you are finally standing at the cruise terminal, ready for the vacation of a lifetime. But somewhere on that same ship, there is a gorgeous balcony suite sitting completely empty, and the cruise line is practically hoping someone will ask for it. Here is the wild part. Most people never do. Thousands of travelers over 65 walk right past upgrades worth hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars. Not because they are not eligible, not because the perks do not exist, but simply because nobody handed them the right words to say. Well, consider this your cheat sheet, your backstage pass, and your personal upgrade concierge all rolled into one. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on the exact scripts that savvy senior cruisers have been quietly using to score balcony suites, complimentary specialty dining, onboard credits, and premium cabin locations, all without spending an extra cent. No gimmicks, no awkward haggling, and absolutely no experience required. Just real conversations, real results, and a whole lot of ocean views waiting for you on the other side. Now, before we dive deeper, let me pull back the curtain on something that works quietly in the background of every great travel tip you have ever stumbled across online. Search engine optimization, or as the internet calls it, search engine optimization in full, is essentially the art of making sure the right information finds the right person at exactly the right moment. Think of it as the cruise director of the digital world, except instead of announcing bingo night, it is announcing to a 67-year-old in Ohio that yes, there is, in fact, a way to score a balcony cabin without paying balcony prices. When travel writers and bloggers craft their headlines with phrases like "cruise upgrades for seniors" or "how to get a free cabin upgrade on a cruise," they are not just being catchy. They are speaking the exact language that search engines reward with visibility. And here is the delightful irony. The wittier and more engaging the content, the longer readers stay on the page, which signals to search engines that the content is genuinely valuable, which pushes it even higher in results. So the humor, the storytelling, the clever hooks you are enjoying right now, they are not just entertainment. They are the engine running underneath everything, making sure this information reaches exactly the traveler who needs it most. Now that you understand why cruise lines are open to upgrading senior guests, the next piece of the puzzle is knowing exactly when to ask. Timing is everything, and most people miss their best opportunities simply by asking at the wrong moment. There are 3 golden windows you should know about. The first is at the time of booking, when inventory is wide open and agents have maximum flexibility. The second is 48 to 72 hours before departure, when cruise lines are actively managing unsold premium cabins. The third is right at the embarkation pier on sailing day, when last-minute reassignments are still happening in real time. Of these 3, the pier-side window tends to yield the highest success rate for travelers over 65, because decisions are being made quickly and a warm, prepared guest stands out immediately. Here is the thing most cruisers never figure out until their 3rd or 4th sailing. The secret to waking up in a better cabin is not luck, and it is not loyalty points alone. It is knowing exactly what to say and when to say it. Search engine optimization, or as most people know it, search engine optimization, teaches us that the right words placed at the right moment get results, and the same principle applies to cruise upgrades. The guests who score ocean view suites while paying inside cabin prices are not just fortunate, they are strategic. They understand that cruise lines are quietly sitting on unsold premium inventory, right up until departure day, and that a single, well-timed, well-worded phone call can unlock a cabin that would otherwise sail half empty. Think of it as the art of the polite ask, dressed up in just enough charm to make the reservations agent genuinely want to help you. So before you start rolling your suitcase toward the port, let us walk you through the exact playbook that turns a standard booking into an unexpected upgrade. And it all begins with a phone call most travelers never think to make. Now, if you have sailed with the same cruise line multiple times, you have something even more powerful in your hands: your loyalty status. The key is mentioning it naturally, not boastfully. When you call guest services, try saying something like this: "Hello, I have been sailing with your line for several years now, and I am currently a Gold Tier member. I truly love what your team delivers every voyage. I was wondering, as a returning guest, whether any complimentary cabin upgrades might be available for my upcoming sailing." Notice the warmth there. You are not demanding recognition, you are inviting a conversation. Phrases like "returning guest," "longtime fan of your line," and "I always recommend you to friends" genuinely trigger goodwill from agents. They are trained to prioritize loyal customers, and reminding them of your history, graciously and briefly, dramatically increases your chances of hearing yes. Before we dive deeper into the upgrade game, let us talk about something that separates the savvy cruiser from the crowd, and that is knowing how to lead with the right hook. Think of it like search engine optimization, or, as it is commonly known, SEO, but for human conversations. Just as a well-crafted headline grabs attention online in the first 3 seconds, your opening line at the pier desk needs to do the same thing in person. The trick is to be memorable, warm, and just a little bit witty. Instead of the standard, "Do you have any upgrades available?" try something with a touch of personality, like, "I promise I am a very quiet neighbor. Is there any chance a suite is looking for a good tenant today?" A light, clever opener disarms the check-in agent, makes you stand out from the 50 people they have already spoken to that morning, and creates a genuine human moment. That moment of laughter or surprise is your window. Pair that wit with genuine warmth and a confident, unhurried delivery, and you have essentially written the perfect opening paragraph, one that the upgrade gods, much like search engine algorithms, are far more likely to reward. Once you are on the ship, do not assume the upgrade window has closed. The first evening and the second day are genuinely golden opportunities when cabins can still be reassigned, especially if other guests have canceled or no-showed at the last minute. Approach the guest services desk during a quiet period, not during peak embarkation chaos. Speak calmly and say something like this: "Good evening. I am really enjoying the ship so far. I did want to mention that our current cabin has a slight noise issue near the corridor. I completely understand if nothing is available, but I wanted to ask whether there might be any possibility of a complimentary move to a higher category cabin if one has opened up." That soft mention of a minor issue gives the agent a practical reason to help you without feeling pressured, making the conversation feel natural and cooperative rather than demanding. Now, one of the most legitimate and respectful reasons seniors can use when requesting a specific cabin upgrade is health and mobility. This is not about manipulation. This is about communicating your genuine needs clearly and effectively, so the cruise line can actually help you. Here is how you phrase it. Walk up to guest services and say something like this: "Hello, I wanted to mention that I have some mobility considerations, and I was wondering if there might be a cabin available closer to the elevator, or perhaps one with a larger bathroom or walk-in shower. You can also say, I would really appreciate a quieter location on the ship if anything is available in a higher category. Cruise lines have accessibility accommodations specifically for situations like these. Speaking up about your real needs is not only appropriate, it is exactly what their team is trained to assist with. Now, free cruise upgrades are not limited to cabins alone. Some of the most memorable moments at sea happen over a beautiful meal, and specialty restaurants are absolutely worth pursuing at no extra charge. Your first move is to find the dining manager on your first day aboard, ideally before the lunch rush. Approach them warmly and say something like, "Good afternoon. We are celebrating our anniversary this voyage, and we absolutely love this cruise line. We have sailed with you several times, and we're wondering if any complimentary reservations might be available for loyal guests this week." Notice the key elements there. You mentioned a genuine special occasion. You referenced your loyalty naturally, and you asked graciously rather than demanded anything. If no anniversary applies, a birthday works perfectly. The dining manager genuinely wants to create memorable experiences, and giving them a reason makes their decision much easier. Now let's talk about something many cruisers completely overlook, and that is excursions and onboard credit. These are areas where real money can be saved simply by asking the right questions at the shore excursions desk or guest services. Here is the script to use. Hello, I wanted to check whether any onboard credit promotions, senior rates, or loyalty bonuses have been applied to my account. I have sailed with your line several times and want to make sure I am receiving everything available to me. Then follow up with, could someone kindly review my booking to ensure no perks have been missed? This approach works because agents genuinely appreciate guests who ask professionally rather than complain. Many group discounts and loyalty bonuses exist, but are never automatically applied. You simply have to ask, and asking this way almost always gets results. Now that you have made your initial upgrade request, the follow-up is where many seniors either give up too soon or accidentally come across as frustrated. The key is persistence with warmth. Check back with guest services once a day, and each time you do, treat it like catching up with someone you already know. Here is a simple follow-up script you can use. Walk up to the desk and say something like, "Hi there. I stopped by yesterday and spoke with someone about cabin availability in a higher category. I just wanted to check in and say thank you for looking into that for me. I completely understand if nothing has opened up, but if anything does become available, I would genuinely love to be considered." That tone, grateful, relaxed, and familiar, keeps you on their radar without creating tension or making the agent feel pressured. These scripts are not just theory. They have worked for real travelers just like you. Take Margaret and Harold, both in their late 60s, who called guest services 2 days before departure and used the loyalty script from Outline 5. They were moved from an interior cabin to a balcony suite at no extra charge. Then there is Dorothy, a solo traveler who approached the dining manager on her first evening, mentioned her birthday, and walked away with a complimentary reservation at the ship's signature steakhouse. And a group of 4 retired teachers used the mobility and quieter location script to get reassigned to a much calmer deck away from the entertainment noise. In every single case, the secret ingredient was not luck. It was preparation, warmth, and the confidence to simply ask, using the right words at the right moment. Now that you have the scripts, let us talk about what can go wrong. One of the most common mistakes seniors make is being overly apologetic, saying something like, "I am so sorry to bother you. I know this is probably impossible," immediately signals low confidence and gives the agent an easy reason to say. Another mistake is making demands instead of requests. Phrases like, "I deserve an upgrade," or "I have been sailing with you for years, so you owe me," create tension rather than goodwill. Timing errors also hurt your chances, like asking mid-voyage when cabins are already locked in. Instead, replace apologetic language with calm confidence. Replace demands with gracious requests. Replace poor timing with the strategic windows we covered earlier. Remember, the three pillars of every successful upgrade conversation are confidence, politeness, and preparation. Master those three, and your chances improve dramatically. Here is your complete quick reference guide to every script covered today. For your pre-departure call, introduce yourself as a returning guest, mention any mobility or medical preferences, and ask warmly about complimentary cabin availability. At pierside check-in, express genuine enthusiasm and inquire about last-minute, higher category openings. Once on board, visit guest services on the first evening and mention any cabin concerns while requesting a complimentary reassignment. At the dining manager's desk, reference a special occasion and graciously ask about complimentary specialty restaurant reservations. At the excursion desk, ask whether senior rates, loyalty bonuses, or onboard credits have been properly applied to your account. Each script works best when delivered with confidence, warmth, and genuine appreciation. Go ahead and screenshot this section, or write these down right now, because having these phrases ready before your next cruise could make all the difference. You have spent decades working hard, and now it is your time to travel in style. Every script we covered today is a tool you have fully earned the right to use. Cruise lines genuinely value their senior guests, and they want you coming back voyage after voyage. That means they are often more willing to say yes than you might expect, as long as you ask the right way. So on your next sailing, pull out these scripts, speak with confidence, and watch what happens. We would absolutely love to hear your success stories, so drop them in the comments below and inspire fellow travelers. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe, because we create travel tips designed specifically for experienced travelers like you who know exactly what they want and deserve nothing less.